Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Car Stereo Talk.
That's right.
I'm your host, Dean.
And I'm Fernando.
And tonight we're going to try to talk to you about car audio stuff.
We trying?
We're going to try.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, we're gonna try. Oh, he just got himself.
no, it's just, you need to frame it up good. So how's everybody doing tonight? We hope everyone is doing wonderful. How was your weekend, Fernando?
That was good.
Yeah? Did you have a good time?
Yeah.
Excited? You stoked?
So excited.
I, of course, is a tad under the weather, but, you know, hey, we'll try to get through this as good as we can. Look at Bobby. Look at him. I have a 2021 two-door Jeep that needs a kick-ass stereo, looking for a free system from your poor father-in-law.
I think we have some.
Yeah. I wonder what size screen he has in it. I would feel bad, but I mean, okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, is Haley in the house?
Haley's in the house.
Is Haley in the house? Whoa, gotta love it. New Orleans is in the house.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's in the house. Is it what's the humidity in Florida? I don't know, all the way up. I mean, I pretty much feel it's all the way up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Crazy.
So today, because the Audi was staying till tomorrow or the day after, whatever, we just closed the door. So it actually feels really nice in here all day.
It feels really good. Yeah.
It does become a bit of a cave, but you know, Texas, New Jersey. I gotta get a bottle of water. Thank you, Dean, for the recommendation on Peppermint. That was a fantastic movie.
I like that movie.
Did you watch Gunpowder and Milkshake yet?
Nope.
Alright, well, that's the next one.
Nope. Not yet.
Peppermint was phenomenal, but the next one on your to-do list, greetings, Fernando and Dean, should be Gunpowder and Milkshakes on Netflix. It just started airing. If you like Peppermint, this is a bit more funny, but it's just as exciting.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Fro?
What's
Hi,
up,
guys,
Jason?
from Orlando.
I like Orlando.
Anyone in the chat, 5-star worked with a brand called, oh, never heard of that. Looking to add CarPlay to a Highlander, and they seem to be the only option to keep the bird's eye camera.
Huh?
I don't know. If anyone can help them on that one, go for it.
I guess.
Yeah. All right, so let's get some housekeeping out of the way before we go too far into this. Tonight we will be introducing at the 25-minute mark. Is that when we do that? 20-minute mark? 20-minute mark? 20-minute mark. We'll be bringing back the fundamentals, so everything is back to normal, so get excited about that. Whoop, whoop. Also, on the laptop, we'll head over to, in case you guys didn't know, we have this little Facebook page called the 12-Volt Clean Wire Club.
Yeah.
A lot of you are members, as you can see here. There's 73,000 members, which is pretty awesome. But if you're not a member, I would suggest joining and, of course, posting the cool pictures of your installation. And if you do a really awesome job, you get the top spot here. That's all I have to say. Every week it changes.
Yeah,
and,
every week.
you know, do cool work and post pictures. That's all we ask.
Cool pictures,
And
guys.
play nice.
Yeah.
Because, you know, nice is good.
Hey.
But, oh my gosh, that was horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I forgot to do?
Which one?
I forgot to
Launch
log
the whole
in.
thing?
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, where's that? All right, let's see if I can do that in the background.
What's that,
All right, so...
How do you feel about dome mid-range speakers?
A dome mid-range? I mean, for the most part, okay.
So that's like what?
If we're talking about like loudspeakers, yeah, but if we're talking about like domes, like Morel uses a dome mid-range, and those are very nice. I have a set of dome Morel mid-range in my home cabinets because they're Morel, and I feel they have a really unique sound to them. The nice thing about the Morel is that it's like a 2.5-inch, 3-inch dome that goes right into the voice coil. So there's, yeah. But no, you know, a dome mid-range slapped onto a horn can be different.
Hey, what's up, Paul? From German Maestro. Look at that.
Dean, is the Audio Frog a good RTA, or what do you recommend? If you need an audio RTA, meaning you need something that to look at the audio, the price point on that is hard to beat. The only other device close to that, which is just there again, the microphone. So the Joy. Okay, so let's the UMA one. the Audio Frog piece, UMI 1. So anyways, the nice thing, the nice thing about the Audio Frog is that for one, you get the disc, you get Andy, you get the instructions that Andy has posted for you. You get a lot of examples. So as far as in depth, get going, rocking and rolling. If you can read, that's a great mic to have. It's a great kit to get going with. Make sure you register it so he'll send you your calibration file for your microphone. Now, if you're just looking for something that you just want to plug in, you don't really care, well then you have the U-Test mic, which is the universal test mic that you can plug into an iPad or an iPhone. Or you have the iTest mic, which is, if you're an Apple guy like us, we have the iTest mic. If you're going to go the iTest mic route, get yourself a nice suction cup thing for your iPad so you can stick it to the window of the car so that you can look at it outside of the car, unless you're just tuning in radio. But if you're doing full-on DSP testing, then you're going to want to do it from outside the vehicle, not in the vehicle.
Yeah.
Lewis, what's up?
What's up? Hey, Mom. How are you?
Both of those are great options for affordable RTAs.
Yeah.
Yep, hold on, let's go over to his laptop here. So here is the U-Test mic.
It's from Studio 6.
Yeah, you can get it from Audio Control.
Also, yep.
Because Audio Control and Studio 6 share some products like that.
Yeah.
Do you have Andy's on there?
I'm going to look
for it. All right, so he'll look up Andy's for this, you guys that want to know. For DM810. Yeah, either one of them. Either one of them will get the job done, and they'll make you happy. What's up, guys? Great channel, you rock. Have you ever done an Nissan GTR R35 or newer with the volume control done on the CAN bus? No, we have not. However, a lot of the time, most cars, the volume is controlled on the CAN bus. It's kind of normal nowadays when you have an outboard amplifier that would be how it's done. Chrysler uses CAN. Their system is fixed voltage between the radio and the amplifier. General Motors uses AVB. There again, same thing. They also use Most. There again, same thing. Amplifier. This does nothing. So that's not a unheard of thing. What you do to deal with that is, for one, you do what's called channel for channel amplification. In this case, if you were trying to, let's say, increase the front stage of the car, you wanted it louder, more vibrant, whatever. You buy a 4-channel amplifier if there's 4 channels of sound up front. So if it just has a tweeter and a mid-range, you need a 4-channel amplifier, because you're going to use 2 of the channels for the tweeters, 2 of the channels for the mid-range. Something with a DSP in it is also very helpful. I wouldn't try to sum the system, meaning I wouldn't try to buy a 4-channel amp to bring in 8 channels of sound to it. I would just leave them alone and let them do their thing. If you have a 6-channel, obviously a 6-channel would work as well. You could get something like a D6-1200 or whatnot from Audio Control.
Yep.
But there's ways to do it where it doesn't really matter. Most of these new amplifiers that have DSPs in them or are better built are made to accept the amount of power you're going to be putting into them. Like Audio Controls will take 20 volts of input. Most amplifiers with a decent high level to low level take 10 volts of input, which is a lot more power than you're going to get out of a factory radio.
Yeah.
Back to Nano's laptop, we were talking about the UMI 1 from Audio Frog. Here it is. If you go to Audio Frog under the Test Gear tab, you can find that. As you can see, he custom makes those mounts for them. It comes in a nice little case. We have one here. Honestly, when it comes to test CDs, it's the most. I mean, it's honest. I paid $200 for it just to have the test CD. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I bought it. I love my DMRTA. The DMRTA is an exceptional tool, and that's what we use. Anytime we have to tune a car, we will use exclusively the DMRTA. However, as most people know, that does not mean I'm not going to buy something that somebody else makes just because I want to have it. I want to have everything. So,
all right. But what is the best software to use for an RTA? Anybody, please?
There again, if you look at the UMI 1, or he recommends the software that you use on it. So I'm telling you, if you can read, head over to Audio Frog and just dig deep into it. He does a great job at explaining everything.
So go to the laptop.
Wrong laptop.
Yeah, right here. You see, all this, you can download it. And it's a lot of information that Andy is providing.
And he tells you what software to download.
Yeah.
and he shows you what to do when you so he has made this real simple. You download the software he tells you to download. It's free, okay? And then he walks you through using the free software. If you use Studio 6, which is the U-Test mic, they have their own software that's like $5-6 that you download on your iPad. But if you... So, well, is this it? So, yep, this is it. So Studio 6, on the back of the box, they give you don't need to, I can just read it. Works with every app. So, with the U-Test mic, they give you can use audio tools on iOS, REW on Windows, Smart Live on Mac or Windows, Android apps, there's a ton of them. REW, I believe, is the one that Andy has you use, because I believe Room EQ Wizard, which is the free one. But this is the U-Test mic. Just has a standard USB, standard microphone, comes with a cable, and then inside the box it comes with all these little adapters for it. And the UMI one does something very similar. It comes with all the adapters and stuff like that to plug it into your laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be neat if... So keep in mind, guys, when it comes... Yes, REW. Thank you, Lewis. Keep in mind now, since we're talking about RTAs, there's two different things that you're going to do with an RTA, depending on what you're trying to do in your car. If you're trying to tune your car, you're going to look at the audio signal. I mean, you're going to... We should do a show on this to talk about the two different types of RTA. Maybe we'll make that next week. A audio signal RTA is just a microphone, and it's going to be a lot more affordable than an electrical signal RTA. So a DMRTA is designed to do both. It will measure the electrical signal. You can take wires and go to see what's coming out of a radio, out of an amplifier, out of a speaker. Okay. And also you can plug a microphone into it. So audio signal RTAs are more affordable. As you can see, Andy, you can get his for $200. You can get the other one for $150. I think the universal is like $130. If you're looking at something that is going to register electrical signal, like you have a PAA3, which is like $600. You have the MTI. I think it's MTI. Yeah, it's very similar. Minimalizer, which is like, they're again $600. So all those are like
NTI.
NTI, thank you. NTI, which is between $500 to $600. You have the DMRTA stripped down version, which is like $500 to $600. So to go electrical wise, it's very expensive right now to do that. Hopefully that'll change soon.
All right.
So what active crossover would work on what? I guess there was more to the question. Okay, go ahead.
All right, hang on.
I'm hanging.
I've been waiting.
I'm hanging.
I've been waiting for a Kingwood wireless CarPlay deck to come available. In the meantime, I'm gonna install in the speakers to the stock Dodge deck. I'm going to run into any problems, or should just wait?
You can answer that.
I mean, no. I mean, if it has an amplified system, you can install that. You can put your speakers, run it to the deck, no problem. But like if you have the amplified system,
you're gonna be pulling it back out.
You're gonna pull it back out, exactly. So
base model stereo, go ahead, throw the speakers in.
Yeah.
No big deal. You're gonna be using the passive crossovers that come with them. Factory amplified system is gonna change things. My guess is you probably don't have the factory amplified system, but if you do, I would just wait. If you don't, go for it. What's up, guys? Did you miss me? Lance, I miss you so much.
Lance does?
I miss you so much. I hope things are going well for you over there in the CA.
Yeah.
Hope things are good. Yes.
I'm
no amp system. Yeah, go ahead, throw them in. Yeah, go to town. It's not going to hurt anything. It'll probably sound better, and you'll be like, wow, this sounds really good.
Yeah.
What do you think of Metro Access DSP-X? I purchased one for my aftermarket system with 3 amps, 4-channel, 2-channel. Any good? I watched a few of your vids about them, but they were not all fully aftermarket systems. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a perfectly acceptable piece. It is, I would say, not an entry-level DSP, but not a pro DSP. It'll do everything that you need it to do in order to tune a system. I don't know what system you're putting it in, but I think you'll be happy with it. It does a lot of nice stuff, and it sounds good. You know?
All right.
It's kind of on par with the DMRTA. I'm sorry, it's kind of on par with the DSR-1 as far as that goes.
I find Raymond.
Okay, there was a beginning to that.
So it says, hi guys, I run a 6.5 woofer for mid bass and a 3.5 coaxial mid range and maybe a tweeter. Can they be combined to be a component set, and can the DSP A10 set them up as a component? If you're not, what type of crossovers will I need, and can I be used the LC6 1200 or the LC 4.800?
Alright, so you have a DM810, it's 10 channels of output. You can do anything you want with those 10 channels. Anything you want. If you're going to do a tweeter, a mid-range, and a mid-bass is what it kind of sounds like you're going to do, that's 6 channels of the DM810. The only problem you have that we don't know the answer to is as long as you're going to put an amplifier on each one of those speakers, you're rocking and rolling, baby. You can do whatever you want. If you're trying to just put a amplifier on like all three, like a 2-channel amplifier on all 3 of those speakers, that's where you're going to run into problems. But if you have 6 channels of amplification, yes, you can do it with no issues. It's going to sound great. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to have all the control in the world that you could possibly need. Using the Access GM interface extension harness 21 Traveler 608. Oh, you got one of those harnesses. With a punch 6.5 component front and coaxial rear, would you agree? Yeah. Yeah, Blazer. I know I should be reading all these so that it makes sense later. I'm sorry, you're just going to throw that one away. My bad. No, that's a great system, David.
All right, so what do you think about the Metro Access DSPX? I purchased one.
I read that one.
Okay.
We got that one.
Perfect.
Sorry. I have a Chevy Suburban LT, no Bose. I have the 8 speakers in it, 2 tweeters, 4x6 mids, and 4 6.5-inch mids. And I installed kickers, and they didn't last. What's a good set of speakers they could handle some abuse? So I don't know if it's necessarily they didn't last because you're abusing them. Those speakers last. Like, we've never replaced a set of kickers. We very rarely replace speakers at all. What you may need to do, believe it or not, is you may need to get an amplifier. So what's probably happening is you're trying to overdrive them, and the amplifier that's in there from the factory, for one, sucks. And you're just trying to get too much sound out of them that they're not capable of doing. The other thing, too, is you don't mention having a subwoofer anywhere in there. So if you're trying to get bass out of those, that's also going to be the problem, is that they're 6.5-inch kickers. Kicker makes subwoofers as well as everybody else that makes 6.5s, and they want you to team that up with a subwoofer to finish off the bottom end. If you do have a subwoofer and you're blowing them, then you're not actively crossing them over and you're just trying to get too much out of it, and the subwoofers, you can't hear the distortion of the subwoofer. But, you know, if you're looking for something better, there again, don't think it's really your speakers. I think you have a power problem. So you might want to look at, if you want to replace them because you blew them, fine, but get a small amplifier to power them, add some form of a low-pass crossover on there, maybe 50 hertz, 60 hertz, just to remove some of that obnoxious bass that you're trying to get them to do that they can't.
Okay.
20 minutes in. Thank you, Stefan.
Yep.
All right, that's 20 minutes in, guys. That brings us to fundamentals. That's right. For those of you that are new and don't know what fundamentals is, it is a thing that we do where we educate you, we talk a topic, we have fun, we basically try to inform. So for the next couple minutes, just hold your questions. But in the meantime, let's get to it. We have a great fundamentals today, and that would be car audio basic math, gain settings. Ooh. One of the most common questions we get is, how do I set my gains? What do I do? How do I get them to work? Well, there are ways to do it without having a DD1, without having an oscilloscope, and that is using math. Definition of math. That stuff you never thought you would need after high school. You were wrong. You definitely need it for car audio. Box building, equalization, and gain settings. These are 3 examples of things you can do with math in car audio. This is Ohm's Law. Ohm's Law is... Sorry, I don't know why I was making that noise. Ohm's Law is the preferred chart of mathematical equations that we use in the 12-volt world. With this chart, we can find out, as you can see, watts, amps, volts, and ohms. Where it gets confusing is P for watts, I for amps, E for volts, and R for ohms. P stands for power, which kind of makes sense with watts. I stands for current intensity. I didn't get that one either. Volts is electrical current, and ohms is resistance. So that's why we have PIER. Now what we're going to try to find out today is hold on, let's go to the next slide. What we're going to try to figure out today is how much voltage we should be getting out of our amplifier on a 500 watt amp. There's two things that we need. If we go back to the ohms chart right over here, so we want to know voltage, so that's going to be E. We want to do this guy right here, because we know power, which is 500 watts, because we're going to be doing 500 watts, and we know R, which is resistance. So what we've put over here is numbers we need. We know it's a 500 watt amp, and we're going to be running at 2 ohms. So we write our power, 500 watts, resistance, 2 ohms. We don't know E, which is AC voltage, which is what we want to figure out. And for this, we don't need to know the amperage. Now keep in mind, when doing this, you have to assume that the amplifier you're going to be setting up this way actually produces the power they say it does. So if it says it's a 500 watt amp and it has a 35 amp fuse on it, rest assured it's probably not, or it's going to be close. So keep that in mind. Also, a thing to keep in mind too is that amplifiers aren't always as efficient as they say they are. But this is a good way to do it. It'll get you at least in the ballpark of how to set up your gains. If you use a zero, we'll get to that in a second. All right, so the equation as in such. Volts measure in AC. The square root of watts times ohm, or P times R. The equation looks like this. The square root of 500 times 2 is 1,000. The square root is going to equal 31 point, that long number there, volts. All right, that's the number we're going to look for. That's what we want to see on our digital multimeter. This is a tool you are going to need. If you don't have a digital multimeter and you're trying to do anything in 12 volts, well, you know what? Just stop watching now and call it a day, because you have to have one of these. You can get one of these at the cheap tool store for like nothing. Yes, these are actually all in a place. We'll get to that in a minute, David. You need a digital multimeter. The target voltage is going to be 31.62 volts. Set to AC, which is the squiggly line above the V. Play a test tone from a source connected to the amp. This is important. The test tones you can download from Kicker's website, Rockford's website. Just about every amplifier manufacturer of note has these test tones for you to download. High test tone is going to be somewhere around 1,000 hertz. The reason why I say at the bottom factory radios may need to change those frequencies is because if there is a factory radio, it is not going to be a flat output. It could possibly have some equalization done to it, meaning it could be lower or higher than the frequencies around it. So for that, you may want to keep that in mind when setting up a gain. You might want to try and see what it looks like at 1,000 hertz, 8,000 hertz, as well as 250 hertz, just to get a good idea. For subwoofers, especially on a factory radio, 40 hertz, there could be a ton of bass roll-off in that, so make sure you adjust accordingly. You may want to try it at 40 hertz, 50 hertz, just to get an idea of what that looks like. All right. Turn radio up to max undistorted volume. That's going to vary depending on the radio that you have. It's off.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Next, turn up gain until the digital multimeter displays the correct voltage. What we've done here is the speakers are not connected to the amplifier, so the positive and negative of the digital multimeter go in. As you can see here, we have the red going into the positive, the black going in the negative. Our source unit, we are using one of our favorite test tools. If you want to get one for your phone. We recommend picking up the Educar. It's like $20 for the app, but it does a lot. It has pink noise. It has test tones. It's like the ultimate test tone generator for your setup device. Anyways, play the play your frequency. -5 dB is good for for mids and highs. -5 or 10 are good for your subwoofer. If you think your sub amp can do it, turn the gain up until you hit that target voltage, and you're done. That's it. Now you've got your amplifier set up, and you can rock out. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. I hate math. Don't worry about it. Kicker, being nice guys that they are, they have made you a cheat sheet. If you go to kicker.com, go to the support tech tab across the top, go down to where it says tech papers. You're going to see right close to the top, because it's in alphabetical order, amp output voltage chart. This is what you'll find. This chart here, all you have to do is simply pick the power you want from across the top, pick the subwoofer impedance that you're going to be using, do the little XY thing and come down. So if we go to 500 watts and we come down 31.62 volts, magically it's the same that we had here, 31.62 volts. This is just the math that they use to get to that. That's it, guys. That's all you got to do. This will get you very close. This will get your gains better than just guessing.
I like John. Just a reminder. Did you hit record?
Yes, thank you, John. We did hit record. I know, right?
Man.
But yes, for those of you that asked, Dave Monroe there that asked, these are all up now. They are not on DNF Tool Drawer yet. They will be at some point, but they are all on Dean and Fernando's Car Stereo Clips, the YouTube channel. They're all there. Every one that we've done so far, with exception of the one we did today, and I think the one we did before we went on vacation, they're in their own little playlist called Fundamentals. So if you'd like to go back and watch any of the fundamentals that we've done, there's like almost 30 of them at this point.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy. So definitely check it out. We hope you guys learned something tonight. As always, this is a lot of fun, and it's because I just don't want to do anything with my life other than stuff like this. Did you talk about Jeff Tahoe last week on Instagram Daily Driver? What type of equipment those it had? No, we did not talk about Jeff's Tahoe. I didn't know if he actually. Jeff? I haven't talked about Jeff at all. I haven't talked to him in like 2 weeks. It's been a while because he's been busy, and then he had the show this weekend, and
yeah, he probably is.
Yeah, I didn't even know if he had. Oh my gosh, look at that! It's Justin Cush. What's up, Mr. Installer of the Year? How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, he is.
We get to see him soon. I think he's tall. I think he's a tall guy. I think he's one of the tall guys.
Well, everybody's taller than me, so I'm gonna say
yeah,
yes.
I know, but it's like everyone in a picture looks. He was hanging out. I saw him in a picture with Pate, and I was like, he was tall in the back, and I was like, oh, it's another tall guy. God. Anyways, MTI in the house representing.
Yep, Installer of the Year, man.
Yeah, so mobile toys. Get auto range and digital multimeter. Of course, yes. I mean, the more money you spend on your tools, the better life is going to be. So spend the money that you can and live life better.
All right.
Ohm's Law, Watt's Law. It's a lot of fun and excitement. Is it important? Hold on. Is it important as well as proper fuse wire size? Yes, that gets all crazy. The thing to remember with fundamentals, we want to keep it real simple. We could have done a bunch of mathematical equations to find out other information now that we know those numbers and we filled in the blank. So now we can go in and we can write in AC volts because we have that now, so we could fill in for E. Once we filled in for E, now we can go back and we can figure out more we can fill in more of the blanks on this if we need them. The problem is that we want to keep this as short and bite-sized nuggets and not people go so.
Colorado's in the house. What's going on? All right, so the other day somebody asked you a question about mid-bay drivers. He's going to ask you from Morel, what would you prefer, the Supremo 6.5 or the Carbon Elite Pros? Exactly. So you have the Elites.
I have the Elites.
So would you go with the Supremos?
Those are better, right?
Yes, that's the
I mean, if I got the money.
That's what I'm going to say. That's it. Like, if you have the money, just go for it. You know. Like,
yeah.
Always.
I mean, if you got the money, yeah. I mean, is enough ever enough? Is enough ever enough? The MECP guide goes into this nicely. It does. For those of you that don't know, MECP has gone to full digital. It's now 100% on your phone. You don't have to carry that big old guide around anymore. It's super exciting. And for those of you that are like, wait, tell me more about MECP. Hold on. You are all going to find out more about MECP later this week, because one of the shows that we'll have up for you guys to enjoy is an interview we did with Chris Beulah, the owner and head technician of MECP. We got a chance to interview him at Knowledge Fest in Orlando, and he's going to tell you guys all about it. So stay tuned for that later this week. It's exciting, and it's finally something that everyone can get on board with. Whether you're an installer for a profession, if you just want to know more about car audio, it's an affordable price, and it's put into nice bite-sized chunks that are the way we consume our intelligence, as it were, as opposed to just like the book, which is like, oh my God, kill me now. Hey, Bobby.
What's up?
All right, so 2 8-gauge power wires or a single 4-gauge into distribution block amps, not in the same location. Funny you should ask.
Exactly.
The Audi here has that same problem. It has a it's getting a P310 or 12.
P312.
P312.
Yep.
And also the Audison Prima 8.9, not the Forza.
Yeah.
So it's 2 small 8-gauge wires that are going to be involved.
Yep.
The battery's located in the trunk of the car, so what we're actually going to be using is this fused distribution block, because it's not going underneath the hood. This is going to have about an 8-inch piece of wire coming off it, going to the battery. Fernando has been working on his fancy fuse holder for it. But this will be in the trunk of the car. So it's whatever makes sense to you. If I was putting an amp under the seat, typically, yeah. I don't like putting those type of things up underneath seats or something like that. I don't want that. I want a power wire that goes out underneath the hood. So I'm fine with running 2 wires. It doesn't hurt me at all.
Right.
What sub do you guys run with Rockford 1005 and an under-seat truck box? I'm a, I talk about all the time, kicker guy. So the Comp RTs are great. The Comp RT, the L7T, Rockford has in a Tacoma or Tundra, the big one, the big Toyota, we'd rock a P312 off of that amplifier all day long. So there's a lot of fun. I kind of want to...
A book? I go crazy. I hear the switch thing up. The basic is no longer a certification.
Okay, so...
Yeah, well,
So they changed all the... So MECP, they changed all the names. So basic isn't basic, advanced isn't advanced, and whatever...
And master is
gone. So they've changed the whole way it's done now. Like I said, don't worry about it. Don't stress over it tonight. We got a great thing coming your way. We talked to him for about 15 minutes. I'll probably edit down to a nice 10-minute chunk, and everything you guys want to know about it. It's pretty awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Not that I'll have any time to do it, but hey, it'll be fun. It's Apprentice. Thank you, Stefan.
Apprentice, that's right.
Yep, now it's called Apprentice.
Yeah, but you guys gonna know everything about.
I actually try the new shell mount subs myself. Oh yeah, those are nice. The new arcs. Sorry. It's funny. He's been posting pictures of that box all week, going up into finals.
Yeah, I love it. That box is like...
Well, it's funny because I'm sitting there laughing. I'm going, dude, we've all already seen this thing. All you guys have already seen it because we had it in the video. But he's like, everyone's like, oh my God, it's so. I'm like, dude, just go watch the video. Like, we do a really nice thing. Are you guys MECP at the moment? No.
All right, John Bieber.
Sure. What does it matter?
All right. I'm sorry, man. If you leave the message on Facebook or
it'll never get answered.
Yes, that's why we make these shows. If you have a technical question or something, about
instead of
here
reading your question.
in YouTube.
Yeah, it's probably a
In
deep
YouTube,
one.
it's every Saturday at 6 o'clock.
If you're trying to get pricing or something like that, you have to email Paul because he does not.
It's
You have to
gonna be
use
an
the old
email.
school Pima 5-star.
Or you want to keep trying,
you know,
call him. He's so busy.
gmail.com.
He's over there alone. But yeah, if you're gonna keep trying, email or
Dougie
phone
Fresh is in the place.
call. Ooh, dog.
What's up, Doug Dobson?
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm hoping he's going to Dallas. I mean, you know,
You have to go to Dallas. He told me he's going to Dallas.
they are pretty
No, he
killer
didn't tell
subs.
me, but
I'm doing it right now. Way to go, Stefan. Way to go.
here you go. That's it. MDF dust.
No, this is just sinus dust.
Oh, what's that, Dustin?
Mr. Justin Cush, Doug Dobson says hi.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. No problem.
Just enjoy life. You always
he's
enjoying the
life.
life.
He's not enjoy. Don't you enjoy life? He's enjoying life. That's what he's telling you. He's living the Vita Loca. What's in Dallas? Funny you should ask. So
Yeah.
what's coming up in Dallas is at the end of next month.
Marty Dean.
There's a thing called There's a thing called Knowledge
Jesus
Fest. Knowledge Fest is the industry training. So they do 3, soon to be 4 for a year. If you'd like to know more about it, we just did Knowledge Fest Orlando, where we shot a couple videos. It's also where we're getting the content. Like if you watch the interview we did last week, Matthew Palumbo telling us about the new audio control.
Yeah.
Sorry, brain
Epicenter.
fart. Micro.
Yep.
Thingy and whatnot, and then of course the interview we did with German Maestro.
Yep.
We still have a couple more of those interviews we're going to get out. So we go there, we teach classes, we learn a bunch of neat stuff, we interview a bunch of cool people, but it's for industry people only. So what we do is we try to film it all so we can take you guys along with us, so that you guys can, you know, that aren't in industry can benefit from it as well. So we get to have a lot of fun, and we run around like maniacs and just film everything we can.
That's right.
It's good.
And I don't know who's Doug Dobson.
Doug Dobson was on the show. He formerly was employed by... He was here when we gave away for the 12 Days of Christmas. At the time, he was employed by MSC, which was Helix. So he was here talking to us about the Helix product.
He knows a little bit about stuff.
And Marty Dean is your Aussie Irons.
Yes.
Justin Cush works at MTI Acoustics.
That's
we talk
right.
about their enclosures all the time. Yeah. Okay, so are we all up to date? Are you putting in an Audi Q5 or Q7? This is a 5.
Q5.
This is a Q5 with the base model stereo.
Yep.
It's wonderful. I love this. Like, way to go, Audi. 2 thumbs up for keeping it simple.
Just for the basic one.
Yeah. Glad it's just dust, and I wish it was dust. It's not dust. This is called coming back from vacation to work, and then just getting it all piled on me, and just
All right. Can't blame for trying one more time. All right.
Okay.
Backup camera help. Please, I have to install a backup camera to an old 1999 Ford Windstar.
That's the van.
It has a new Pioneer, but the issue is with the reverse trigger. From what I read, I need to use a relay because the reverse trigger is a negative. Can you tell me more about this?
All right. So if you have obviously the radio needs a positive trigger. However, some Pioneers will take a positive or negative trigger depending on year of manufacturing. So you definitely want to check your Pioneer first to see if it'll take positive or negative. Pioneer was the only manufacturer that offered a negative reverse trigger. So you might be okay on that. If you have to make a flip-flopping circuit, meaning you need to tap into the negative circuit to make it a positive circuit, it's easy enough. On the bottom of which we have a ton of relays. We even have one in the fundamental playlist. So if you go over Dean and Fernando's Car Studio Clips, there's one of the relays in there. Plus, we just have a ton of relay information. But this is a standard relay right here. It has, all right, pay attention now. If you're not paying attention, this is all going to be for naught. So take notes, do whatever, because I'm not going to repeat this. On the relay, there's these 2 outside things right here, which are your on and off, meaning these are what trigger it to work. And then there's these 2 here that are going in the same direction, and this one that is not going in the same direction. These are going to be your outputs. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that negative trigger, And that's going to go to number 85. All right. The next is across from that on this outside is going to be 86. That is going to be a constant 12 volts. Fused. Okay. It could be accessory. It doesn't matter. Anyways, that's going to be 12 volts. Accessory and or constant 12 volts. Fused. Now what's going to happen is this is going to sit there. It's going to do nothing until you put it in reverse, and that ground comes in, sees that, and completes the circuit, and then it's going to click. When it clicks, it's going to connect 87, this top one here, and this bottom one 30 together. All right. If you come out, remember 86, remember that has 12 volts. If you loop, put a jumper between 86 and 30, all right, just a jumper, just a little loop, boom, all right. Then what happens when that ground comes on and connects these two together, this is going to go positive. And like I said, when it connects, that connects these two together. Now coming out of this is going to be a 12 volts that's going to go up to the radio and trigger the radio. All right, so take it out of reverse. These two will then separate and they won't be touching anymore. Put it in, these will touch. Inside of a relay is an electromagnet with a switch that just does this. When it's charged, it pulls from here. When it's not charged, it pulls from there. When it's not charged, this bottom one here and this one here are connected. So this will be live, so I would recommend putting some form of a little connector over it. There are other ways to do it. You can put, we won't get into it. This is just the simplest way to do it. And that will make a flip-flopping relay for you so that you can then take that negative trigger and make it a positive trigger off to the wonderful worlds of reverse triggers.
All right.
Denmark's in the house.
Denmark's
What's up,
in
Denmark?
the house. All right, 40-minute video. I just want to show it real quick again.
What's a 40-minute video? Oh, sorry. We're going to go to Fernando's camera here. Camera 2.
And it's, I don't know.
All right, we're going to come back to Fernando's camera.
It's on.
Yeah, but it might not be on. So what you could try is that on? No, it's not that. It's not that.
It's on.
Yeah, I know, but you got to plug that back in now. So you got to wait a second. All right,
Let's see.
on.
Let's try again. There you go.
What are we doing?
So for the 40-minute video, you know we always have the spotlight.
We do?
Yes, we do.
Okay. We do today.
Yeah,
anyways.
we do today. Anyway, so hey, there you go, guys. Another German Maestro. Check it out. No.
You got to move the tweeter. It's focusing on the tweeter.
There you go.
It's just focusing on the tweeter. Autofocus. It's going to focus on the closest thing to it. Hola, sound effects, Delaware. What's up?
What's up, Gary? There you go, man. So we're gonna have a video, also a dedicated video for this
at some point.
At some point.
Actually, the more exciting news about the German Maestros, we're actually going to have them on. I talked to them today, so they were out of town. They were up at the big sound competition that went on this past weekend, so we're probably going to get them on within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll get them here, we'll talk to them, we'll find out about the whole story and what's so cool about them. Echo cores, poly caps look nice. They are nice. They look very nice.
Yeah.
Yes, they are some German Maestros. Sup?
Sup?
Hey, he's here. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even look at the name. I was just reading the thing. It's Mr. Hi-Fi Vega.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Me neither.
Like, I can
Yes, okay. Apollo Beach is going on. Nando is adopted by German Maestro. He's so got it, rep. Yep. Oh, no, it's his new thing. Spotlight some head units. Oh, wait, there are none. Right? I know. Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
But actually, it's funny you should mention that. If anybody is going to Dallas and is interested in going to the Kenwood trainings that they're going to have there, we will be there doing our class. We get the last half hour. We're going to be doing the modern deck in two, as it were. So the evolution of what you put in a car now. So we're going to be talking about Kenwood products and how to upgrade your car and make it sound better without actually replacing the radio. We know a little bit about that, so we're going to have a fun time teaching that. So I can't wait.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing you some sexy speakers. No problem.
Amen.
I'm trying to send you a shirt, Nando, but Dean is fooling. I know. I thought about that this morning. I gotta send him an address. I just suck. What's the shallowest single DIN
head unit
Bluetooth head unit you use? Single DIN? Probably gonna be Kenwood or Pioneer. They both make one. That's
single
a shallow.
DIN, yeah.
Yeah, single DIN shallow.
I would go with Kenwood.
Depending on what you can use it for, Kenwood
Yeah.
makes them in marine. Makes the exact same radio in a marine version, which means you get the conformal coated circuit board. But yeah, that is the Kenwood Exelon one that we use. What most underrated high power 10-inch subwoofer? Man, I have no idea. I mean,
Kenwood for the win.
there you go. Use that. Use a Kenwood. There you go. You know, when it comes to subwoofers, I mean, I just have what I like. I mean, you know, I'm a big fan of you know, I just kind of recirculate the subwoofers that I like. There's a ton of them out there that are awesome. It's just a matter of, you know, there's only so many days in a week. It's only so many people you can get to buy a 10-inch woofer, you know.
Is there a way to add HD radio to the high 10?
HD radio?
Really? It doesn't have?
No, I wouldn't. So no, not that I can think of. The only thing I could do is the only thing that would make sense to me is if you have like HD or if you have Spotify, you could play the HD radios through CarPlay or Android Auto.
Yeah.
Some of those other channels, but if you're trying to do it like on the affordable, no, they don't make an add-on HD tuner anymore for that kind of stuff. Yes, Hi-Fi will be at Knowledge Fest.
That's gonna be lit. Yes.
This is getting an awesome Prima. Phoenix Gold DSP, good or bad? So the Phoenix Gold DSP, it was good for its time, and it'll still function today. However, it has become very outdated. Some of the features that it has and setup are like kind of like really limiting, so to speak. So I mean, if you're just doing a basic system where you're going to be like doing, let's say, front tweeter, mid, rear, and a sub, it'll work perfect for that, and it has a ton of options, and you'll be extremely happy with it. But if you're trying to do something a little bit more, it is kind of limiting in its ability. It didn't evolve, and they didn't evolve with it at all. So,
all right. On the 2021 Ford Ranger, ground to the battery or not? I don't think that's aluminum.
I don't think it is aluminum either.
Well,
the only time you go to the battery is if it's aluminum. If it's steel, ground it wherever you like. Just stick a magnet to the side of the car, preferably in a place you won't scratch it. And if it's steel, go. Find a factory ground bolt and go to town.
In the bag, yeah, no problem.
Any Broncos on the schedule for the install bay?
I thought you had one.
I'm aware. Broncos?
Yeah.
No.
No?
I don't know. I mean, I'm having a hard time just thinking about any of these questions right now, man. It's like pounding all through here. I took some Tylenol before they did the show so I could make it through, but it's it's like L7 12s or 10-inch Q class for 20. All right. 2012 Ram. Man.
2012 Ram L7T 12s or 10. Ooh, do you think it's gonna fit?
I think are they? Well, it says L7 12s or Q class 10s. I don't think. I mean, it would have to be the T's. If we're doing the T's, I would probably still do the 12s just because of the airspace requirements on the Q class. I think the Q class needs way more airspace than you're going to get out of that. So if you're talking like the L7Ts, then I would stick with those because they work like amazing. Oh, 2-inch lift. Ooh, okay.
All right, so.
Oh, man.
Q class.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I never heard the 10s. I heard the 12.
Well, we're talking about just regular L7Rs or L7Ss. It's man. Q class is so nice.
Q class is really nice.
I just go Q class. Screw it. If we got room for this, if we got room in the right amount of airspace, just go Q class.
There you go. Just turn the shop off.
Yeah.
We're done.
Do you have to change the gain on an amp after you set it when you turn up the output on the yeah. So you probably, if you're turning, yes. If you turn up the output of the DM608 and you've set the gains, the whole idea is to leave you'd have to turn the gains on the amps down because now they're up too high.
All right. Have you ever hacked the leads to a tweeter in a coaxial to make it an active two-way?
All the time.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a speaker with a set of leads hanging out of the back of it, to me, that's a biampable speaker. If I need to go biamped, heck yeah. I've even taken it one step further. I've removed the tweeter out of the center of the speaker because it was in the way and made it a component. So I don't, whatever I got to do to make it work, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But now, if you have that and you're able to disconnect the cables from the tweeter, yeah, you can do that. Just make sure you have your proper crossover.
I have not heard the Purify speakers. Okay, guys, I'm out. You both need a vacation from a vacation. Thank you for everything. I'm not going to argue with you, Mark. I totally need a vacation. And, it's funny, we're laughing because there's a bunch of stuff we have coming up outside of Dallas that we can't talk about yet. We have to wait till the middle of next month before we can fill you in on what's happening. But
yeah,
oh my God,
it's
the rest
fun.
of this year is going to be
So let me tell you
insane.
what's going to happen.
We can't. Shush. Do you have room for them and removed the undersea tray?
For the 12?
Oh, I do have room for
the Q class?
Yeah, go to town. Go to town. Hip up MTI and make a box.
Yeah.
They'll make you the box. Any news about Sony head units? Nothing that's to get excited about. Sony released information about 4 new head units they were coming out with in their basic line about 2 months ago, and we reported on that in the news. And then November is when the new GS head unit is going to be released, which we also have another video on that. If you guys didn't get a chance to watch the unveiling of that, that is another video that we have coming up, is the new form features, the whole in-depth review of the GS. When we were at Knowledge Fest, Fernando got a chance to talk with Chris Bula from Sony, who's also from MECP.
The Neo MECP.
And I also got to go inside of the car and get a hands-on view. So that's going to be, probably that video will be next week, because that's a pretty in-depth video that we have.
You actually hear a lot of cars, no? Sony.
Yeah.
Brian's.
Yeah. Any date on audio control secret products? I want to reserve one. Don't get too excited. No, honestly, the secret stuff we know about is nothing to. It's nothing to lose any sleep over.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have. Yeah, I don't. I wouldn't get too crazy. It's kind of like a. Yeah, don't worry about it. What's the audio getting? The audio is getting
the Audi.
I'm sorry. The Audi is getting. It's not an Innie. It's an Audi. Anyways. It's getting a set of Audison Prima components up front, coaxials in the rear, off of the Prima 8.9. It's going to be running 6-channel mode. The 9th channel DSP'd output is going to be going to a Rockford P300 amplified subwoofer. It all conveniently tucks into a little corner in the back of the car. If you'd like to know more about it, as far as what's going on in it, if you don't follow us on Instagram, well, you should. 5-Star Car Stereo on Instagram is the place to go. It's the number 5 Car Stereo. We talked all about this earlier this afternoon. We took you for a tour around it. We showed you what's going in it. It's a great place to go to get information, to ask questions, to find out what's happening in Install Bay. And a lot of little nuggets of information get passed on there. If you don't have the time or you don't like Instagram, I totally understand. But on Mondays, today, if you go over to YouTube, we do the Instagram recap show where we take all the live shows that we've done throughout the week on Instagram and we bundle them into one long video that you can then watch. So all that information is still available for you to be had. Don't think that we'll let you lose anything. We try to put everything someplace.
All right. Last question. I see that the DMA-10 can switch to 10 volt out. Would you recommend doing that?
No, don't do that. No. That's why it's on the inside of the unit, that it doesn't have an external switch, because somebody's going to... No, don't do it. Leave it alone. It's not anything that you need to use for any... There's no application where that becomes necessary. So it's just something that they've always done. They've always hidden them inside of the units. It's always been there on every unit they've had for the most part. So it's the engineers just do it. But no, leave it alone. Don't screw with it. Is the standard epicenter significantly better than the in-dash version? No. They're basically, it's the same. It's just a different form factor. So it's like eating a square Oreo instead of a round Oreo. They're both Oreos, and they both taste great. It's just different form factor. So, and enjoy it while it lasts, because I believe the in-dash version is going bye-bye. So if you've got one, keep it. To front stage or without rear fill. I like to have something in the back.
Yeah.
I like some junk in the trunk.
Okay.
I guess. I don't know. All right, guys. That's it. That's the Monday show. That's all the excitement that we have in store for you. I would like to keep going all night long, but I feel I'm going to pass out if I try. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If we got to your questions, great. If we didn't, I'm sorry. There's always Saturday, and as we talked about earlier, the Instagram show. Now, heading over to the laptop for some business. There's the Facebook page, so make sure you become a member of the 12 Clean Wire Club. Also, if you'd like to pick up cool swag, the swag that makes you separate the men from the boys, like if you're a zip tie fan like we are, or you want to vote Fernando for president, you can head over to dnfswag.com. That's dnfswag.com. If you're like, hey man, tell me more about these cool tools you use, like the UMI one, which is located right there in the picture, you can go to Dean and Fernando's or dnftooldrawer.com. That is dnftooldrawer.com. There, if you scroll down, you'll find links to all the stuff that we use, meters and probes, fun stuff like that. It's all located here for you to be had. And it helps to, wrong button. It helps to support the show. Anytime you go there and you click on a link that takes you over to Amazon and you buy something, well, we get a couple pennies and it helps to keep the lights on. It's always fun.
Let's turn it off.
Fernando for president, 100%. You guys have a wonderful rest of your week. If you'd like I said, to know what's going on, head over to Instagram. Otherwise, we'll see you back here, not on Facebook, on YouTube, Friday morning at 9 o'clock.
Friday morning, that's right.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Susan.
Yeah.
Friday morning at 9 o'clock on Nina Fernandez Car Stereo Clips, where we do the news, keep you guys informed what's happening in the industry, and why you can't get any radio seems to be a topic really popular this year. And then Saturday night at 6 o'clock, you can head over to the 5-Star Car Stereo Network on YouTube, and we do another Q&A show like this, and we have all kinds of fun. And with that, fade to black, Fernando.
Bye, guys.